is 2023. The expansion is Order Shift. Blood's doing decent with Wolf, but Wrath and especially Vengeance are in shambles. So, they struck a deal. Wrath will bring a life total to 10. Vengeance will provide bigger finisher. It won a JCG. It's looking like a great matchup against most current Pro Tier 1 decks. We are actually playing with Vengeance cards without cheating its condition in the year 2023.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another new video, this time talking about the new hybrid deck on ladder combination between Wraith and Vengeance. And if you like videos like this, feel free to check out my channel and maybe leave a like or even subscribe. So, what about this deck? So, it's a hybrid as I already said, and combines the power of Wraith to draw a bunch of cards and deal damage with the power of Vengeance, because for Vengeance, you know it, you need to be at 10 health or lower to activate its powerful effects, but all of the Vengeance cheat out cards that basically say, hey, you now have Vengeance for a turn or two, they're often kind of bad, because you need a turn to basically activate them and you don't really do that much. But with Wrath, you actually activate all your Wrath triggers over the course of the game and also go into Vengeance. It's an hyper aggro deck as I would classify it, and it has a bunch of finishing power, but it can fold to heal decks, or as I already talked about in my latest video talking about Loot Sword, it can lose if your opponent knows what to do, not attack you, and really know when to start pushing. So for example, a bad matchup in my opinion is Armed Dragon, because Armed Dragon can just get it full remove from you, has a bunch of bursts, and once you get into Vengeance they just drop Liberty in burst mode plus Galant Dragon, and you sadly lost. So let's go card by card. First off with the Wrath core, we of course play 3 times Harmonic Wolf. It's a perfect 1-drop, a 1-mana 1/2, deals 1 to your leader and draws you a card. Next up we have Infernal Orchestration. We don't really want to use it to get into Wrath, because we all the time want to use it to give +1/+1 to a Storm follower, which most of the time will be either Max Speedrun Moron, which will have Storm once we are in Vengeance, or on Diabolus Hedon, which will have Storm once we are in Wrath, and also draws a card in Wrath, so that's really cool. Next up we have Howling Scream, a 1-mana deal 1 to an enemy follower, deal 1 to our leader, and draws a card, so it's a perfect cycle and also a little bit of board control. Next up we have Silver Snipe. It's basically the flag, the loot flag, but just for blood and Wrath. It deals 3 to an enemy follower, and once we unwrap it will also deal 3 damage with the enemy leader. And we of course have Demon Maestro. It's just a 2-mana 1/1 which cycles and it will ping us twice, so it's 2 mana for 2 pings, which is totally fine. And once we unwrap, it will generate us an Infernal Orchestration, which once again can be used to buff our Storm. Guys, it also will be 0 cost, so it will actually draw us 2 cards once we unwrap. Maestro is pretty great card. And we have Vicious Blitzer, a 2-mana 2/1 with Rush. It will 2 damage to the enemy leader and also 2 damage to us, but on its at last word 1 damage per ping, so it will have 2 Wrath pings for us. Really good, and you kind of don't want to play it on turn 2 and not trade it into anything, because then your opponent actually could remove it, and if its last words triggered on the opponent's turn, you will not get the Wrath triggered, you will just take 1 damage. And Razor Claw Campaign is kind of a Wrath card, because it will deal 2 damage to your leader, but it's basically more like a finisher for the deck. And one of the new cards that we got this expansion, and one of the better ones, is How to Train Your Pet. It's a 2-mana draw 2 cards basically draw one card now and one card at a later point, so next turn, and we also did 2 damage, so you did 1 damage to your leader twice. And once you're in Wraith, you can actually refuse whatever card you want into this, and you get How to Train Your Wolf, which will not only recover you 1 evolution point, but also will give you a leader effect damage negation once it's your turn, basically. So then you can use cards like Razor Claw for free, but you need to keep in mind, so once you activated How to Train Your Wolf and has the leader effect, you can't put yourself into vengeance anymore, so keep that in mind. And last new Wraith card, the Diabolus Stone, or if you have a Door in the recent collab, it's basically a rush fanfare, deal 1 damage to your leader. So once, if you are 6 Wraith Pinks, you can play her to get your 7th, and then you evolve her, and once you're in Wraith, she gains Storm, so it's 3 mana, deal 6, and also will clear the entire enemy board. And last but not least, we have Howling Demon, card that I just recently put into this deck because people started to play a little bit better, I would say, against this kind of deck. You know, play a little bit more passively, not hyper aggressive, have more healing, and this deck kind of needed a card to recoup some life, so Howling Demon is in here. It's a board clear similar to your, but it has also Drain, and once you unwrap, it's a 5 mana 5/5 Storm with Drain. So that was the Wraith cards, but I said it's a hybrid deck, so let's take a look at the Vengeance cards, and we basically only play the most broken Vengeance card that are currently in rotation, which is Maxi Maron. It's a 1 mana 3 damage Storm follower, and it's basically a little bit like a flag with body, which you can use Infernal Orchestration on. And the other card is of course Galom Empress Fist. Once you are in Vengeance, it will deal 6 damage to the entire enemy board and the leader. And if you're not in Vengeance, you can actually still play her until 4 for tempo, deal 2 damage to the enemy board and the leader, and also 2 damage to yourself, so she is also a small Wraith ping. If you, for example, play a turn 4 to set up your Wraith pings to play your Diabolus turn 5 Evo if you go first. And last but not least, we also play a single copy of Fenrir Endbringer. You can maybe bump it up to 2. It's a 5 mana 3/5, which once a follower strike, if it destroys follower, it will automatically evolve. And then it's a 5 mana 5/7 with Storm. And if you're in Vengeance, you can actually spend an Evo point to manually evolve her, which then turns her into a 5 mana 5/7 with double attack, so 10 damage into the face. Can also be a kind of finisher, and if you combine it with a few Infernal Orchestrations, you can even get more damage out of her, like 1 orchestration alone makes her 12 damage to like 14 damage, so you see you get with that. And the last card that we have not talked about, it's kind of like a consistency card similar to I guess basically a small consistency card. It can be invoked when you go second because you have more evolution points than your opponent. Otherwise, if you draw it, you can just use it to search for max speed or your Golem, and it can in some situations recover you 1 defense, which not that often matters. Sometimes it's even counterproductive, but against some matchup it's kind of nice to have, and it basically makes your deck smaller in 50% of your games. So there you go. That was the decklist, and let's see you in the replays. And here we are in game 1, going first against Sword. We decided to don't keep Diabolos and Infernal Orchestration, mainly because we can't evo until turn 5. So we will find her anyway, most likely, and with more early game plays. This time we find a Demonic Wolf, can drop to turn 1, let's go. For passing turn 1 is really good for us, we just keep our pressure up, as we play do blame and don't go for card draw, and decide to get a Storm follower of We get a nice trade, and it looks like we are playing against ready sword. Clear the board, and we step in another Harmonic Wolf and our Storm Leoparion, and just go face, try to raise him. Because he wants to go to turn 6, 7 and stabilize, and we just don't want that. This time we decide to trade here and go for our card draw. Get with Spitzer, he is really nice. How to train, and we should be good to go with our Wraith Crest. Here press Finder Protector, it's one of the stabilizing tools, healing for 3, covering 3 play points, 1 play point, 5, 6 ward, which also here to pretty good. Here comes the dashing duelist, and that's it for his turn. He fused a little bit in Rosalia, and we want to raise him even faster, because Rosalia on turn 6 can be quite devastating for us. But now our Wrath Cow is alive, we get the Burler's Evolve effect, clearing the board, dealing 7 damage here because we get a 0 cost of orchestration. And we find a snipe for next turn, so he's an 8, and we have a bunch of damage coming up next. He decides to clear, and he actually puts me into Vengeance, which is really great for me, but that's also allows us to gun if we want to. And Australia is still not live yet. We head down to 9 here. We play your Evolve clears the board. Another 6 damage to face. Not only here, Wraith Claws another 3 and Sniper another 3. So we are having a late one here. Let's go next. Game 2 here against Sword. Once again going again, not against Sword, against Dragon. This time we are going first, and we have a okay shine, but we just got Harmonic Wolf, so we are totally fine. Now we 1 drop, 2 drop. We have our payoff once we are in Wrath, and he seems to be Buff Dragon. Buff Dragon is basically 4 decks, so we are pretty good. But if Buff can stabilize, we have a little bit of a problem. But so far he doesn't seem to care. Plays 2 Sandstorms, doesn't keep it to clear our board. We just play over here just for tempo. And he just can't clear the board. He plays a Grand Slam for nothing. This is 3-3. We decide to play Blame here. Playing Leoparion for the Storm. Soul Snipe to clear the board and just goes face, putting it down to 10 HP. And here he just decides that this is all he can't clear. And just won like that. Game 3 this time against Forest, and here I had quite a tough game ahead because Forest has a bunch of stabilizing and healing tools and can really control how much damage they want to do, and they are also a combo deck which doesn't really favor us that much because we want our opponent to hit us, so we get into Vengeance. While having a combo deck with heal options is quite scary. He played just here with Blitzer on 2, playing for tempo, playing for the Wrath Pinks, already at 3 Wrath Pinks, and climbing further. He just has Castelle, and he also has Bound, which is really scary because Castelle plus Bound is a bunch of walking, and we just can't get Castelle down. Here play Harmonic Wolf, basically playing me further with his Blitzer. We are now at 6 Wrath Pinks, so 1 more, and we are live. We kind of want to get Diabolos here on turn 4. Get on top deck would be really good. Just to keep on pushing. We get another card for here. Our Wolf dies. And he has a bunch of tempo plays. So here we go. We just want to clear off Castelle because he's quite of a big problem for us. And keep his hand count low, keep his options low, because folks can run out of cards. We just go for a little bit more of a slower gameplay here, because we don't have the options at the moment. And here's Mikael. Mikael is quite interesting in the forest list because we don't really play Mikael, because while it is rally Castelle needs forest followers to leave play and not normal followers. So it's just another healing options and an option to control the board. So he's more of a, how do I say it, more of a control forest player with Castelle, control Castelle. But because we're quite low, we need to be careful. We now find Hedon, but we just play Galon, just keep ourselves alive. Because there's a few more storms in the wood in here. He gets his healing, he has his, I think this is a third Castelle, so we are quite unlucky here. And just keep bouncing her, healing up, we just can't deal 18 or in this case 17. He has like 3 Castelle spells in hand, places May out just for his count, evils, which I don't really understand, right? Because I don't think Castelle plays Alice. What do I know? He just decided here to play Infernal to get more card draw. It's actually quite an interesting play for me because I deal with a snipe to clear board and set up a bunch of card draws next turn if he decides to clear. But he just Aria and he has his evolve count and dingo forest group followers that have play count and he just can play Burden Prayer after Burden Prayer and he is legally here. I just kept him playing for the fun of it and we just get hit by a 15 damage fairy. We got the much we could have done there. But now in our final game we are against here Haven, and this game is quite interesting, at least I would say it is. Because here we have a good opening hand, a bunch of card draw, like draw 3 cards in our hands already. All of these cards cycle, and we find another Vengeance card, or Max Speed Maron and Galon. So Vengeance seems to be a key option here in our Vengeance deck. I decided to not play with the Blitzer, as I said in the deck guide, deck profile portion. You don't want to play it in case your opponent can remove it. So we just play card draw here, and this I'm ready to draw just to rush him down a little bit and also get our Wraith. Pinksy just plays double prayer and we just seemingly pretty scary because he just can heal so much now and we don't really have the opportunities to push him down, and he has it either, so he just healed for basically everything. So he's back to 20 and we have a problem. Now he has his leader effect, so we need to start doing stuff. Start to play Yoro here, activating our Wraith, clearing spot and going for 6 damage. It's not bad, but kind of sad. We can play max speed here to another 4 damage, so we can deal 10. Wait, 13 damage because of Silver Snipe. Just heal up 2, place moves command, which is by another 3. Can combo Poor Flare made, draw a bunch of cards, place Career, Evangelia's Fuse, place another Muse command, and it's basically back up to 20. And also clears our board. But it's not that bad as it looks like, because we still have a bunch of fuel in our tank. We can just play our second Diabolos, clear spot once again, deal another 6 damage, play another max speed for 3 damage, and also play the Razor Club, bring us into 8. And a basic prayed here that he doesn't have John because we are so low on life. Here he just basically random. He puts Prayer Urn into his Ether, which searches for another Illuvia, just for double ward I guess. But we can play Galon here, deal another 6 damage, play with the Splitter for more pinks, trade him in with an Evo, which goes exactly into lever range and finish off. If he had Jan here, we would have probably lost, but oh well. See you on the next one.